So we've talked about graphic design and what it is and why it's important to business. So let's talk about how to improve those graphics, which brings us to the main topic of the hour: element principles and elements of design. So let's get a good base. The principles affect the arrangement of objects within a composition, and the elements are the components that help in enhance that design. The objects that are on the page, it helps enhance the overall message. So principles versus elements. In my terms, principles are the structure, they're the foundation. The elements are what beautify that structure. So a great design begins with the application of the principles of design. And the reason I say that it begins the great design is because it is your structure, it is your firm foundation. So it starts with a bunch of crap. Yes, I said crap. The contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. These are the crap principles of design. So, like I said, you build a structure for your design. All principles should be present in your design. And what are they briefly? Contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. Contrast makes differences. Repetition, we're repeating. And alignment, we're arranging. And proximity, we're grouping. So, of course, I'm not going to just stop there. Let's dig a little deeper. So, contrast is the use of different colors, shapes, sizes to draw attention to the message that you want your readers to see. It is how we get their attention. If everything was the same size, the same color, the same shape, it would be very boring. However, with color, if we choose combinations that stand out against one another, if we use different tones and values that show a change in information, we get attention. If we use size and shape of objects to help get attention and the direction of the way we place things, we're creating differences that draw the viewer's attention where we want them to go. Now, the great thing about contrast is that it helps with emphasis, and that is when we catch the attention of our audience. It is how artists make something stand out. It is the difference in the size, the color, the texture, the shape. So emphasis is literally going to be flowing through everything that we do, because ultimately it is what we do to make things stand out. So contrast is the term, but emphasis is what it creates. The next thing is rhythm and repetition, or repetition, but also known as rhythm. And this is the repeating or alternation of elements, often with a defined intervals between them. It can create a sense of movement or motion, pattern or texture. The repetition of elements in design creates unity within that work of art. It is what we do to show the consistency of our message. It is what we use to show that things belong together, that there is a unity within what we're doing. So you must have repetition in order to help set that structure. The next thing is alignment. My friend, please align everything. There needs to be alignment to everything that you do. Do not be afraid to use the left or right side alignment. And in all honesty, the left or right is what you want to use. The center alignment or the justification alignments should be used sparingly. Now here's the thing. The alignment is the arrangement of elements on the page. So you have your text alignments where your text is aligned within the side of the page. But then you also have your page alignment, and that's where you can align items together to show that unity or that grouping, to show that they belong together. So you need to use both of these in conjunction. It helps organize things. It helps make them look neat. You don't have to guess at it. If you select the items and align them on the page, guess what? They're aligned for you and you don't have to guess at it. And you can also use your grids and guides. So definitely, whatever you do, you want to make sure there is an alignment. Now, proximity is grouping similar elements together. And this is important because we want to give our information in chunks. We want them to show that things that are relevant and belong together appear together. It creates harmony, it creates continuity, and it creates interest and excitement. If I give you, the beginning of it, and then I give you a little break there, and then I group some more details together, guess what? If you like the first thing I said, you're going to keep reading to the second thing. So when you start to group things together, it builds upon one another. It creates that excitement and that interest, and it keeps the information flowing. So when it comes to proximity, you want to make sure that you group your information together. So when it comes to the CRAP principles, we want to make sure that we're applying them. And with this, I leave you, creativity is a wild mind and a disciplined eye. And so with these principles comes in your disciplined eye. So you might have all these ideas of how you want to say things and how you want to put them on the page, but it is that disciplined eye and those principles that help you create a dynamic message. So now that you've got contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity, you got that crap down, let's move on to the next session where we'll give it some elements to beautify all this crap.